Welcome back to another video, guys. Welcome to the Algodon channel book, or the Algodon book channel. Got tongue-tied there. We are here today with
Nurhan, and I'm a youth career coach. I help young adults create a successful, thriving, and satisfying life.
You heard her. And I am Allison, and I am a subconscious mindset coach, and I help you align your conscious mind with your subconscious mind so that you can achieve whatever goals you have in life. So I have written a book. It's called Algodon, and this is a tool that you can use every single day to help you reprogram your subconscious mind. Now, this is more of a generic and useful programming, but if you need help with customizing your program for whatever goals you have or whatever struggles you have, then that's how you contact me. You can contact me in the link in our channel. And today we are going to talk about
the social area of life.
the social area of life. How fun is that? Let's just pick one of the programmings for the social life.
So
we have
6 areas of life.
Yes.
So we always have 6 questions, affirmations. So
we have the spiritual, intellectual, emotional, and social right here. Yep.
Yeah. Why do I enjoy being a light to my generation?
Oh,
Wow.
to my generation. My generation is different than yours, but we're alike.
Wow, I love that so much. Why do I enjoy being a light to my generation? Wow, that is really my point of attraction. My name means the light. I don't know if you knew that. Yes. So Nur in Arabic means the light.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
So how are you giving light to your generation?
By feeling good and being my best self.
Write that down.
Yeah. It sounds very simple, guys. It really sounds simple to just feel good. You know, it's like, yeah, of course, we all want that.
Yeah.
But once you approach yourself consciously and really, really make it a priority, it's a big decision you make in your life where you say, nothing is more important than that I feel good. I am in control about the way I feel, and I deserve to feel good. It is my birthright to feel joy and happiness, whole, right? So it is really like not something just like words, it's something to be felt.
And then to be able to share it with others.
Yeah.
Because we're going back to the social area of life, right? Once your cup is full, then it overflows and you're able to fill up other cups, other people's cups, right? Like in your generation, for example.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that it's easier, or, well, maybe not, but let's just see, or you guys let us know too. Is it easy for you to relate to your generation, like other people in your generation, or younger or older? Because for me, I always felt like I was surrounded by older people, and I was always taught to be respectful to them, you know? And so I feel like they gave me the light, and now I'm giving it back, right? But then I also feel like I get along really well with younger people my age, right? Especially because people always ask me, like, you look so young, you look younger than your age. Literally, however I dress or I embody or I carry myself, I adjust to whatever, ambience I'm in, right?
Yeah.
Like if I go and hang out with a younger group of people, then I'm more, I adjust to their level, and like I adjust to like their interests, like find a common ground to be a light for that generation, right? But then if
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by older people, then I adjust my behavior, you know. It's like,
Interesting. Yeah.
so how can I give them an insight or like be also a light in that generation, right? And not to say it's like people in my generation or in my age or group age, it's a little bit more, it's kind of like the same, it's more easier, just because I understand like the age and like what comes with it and everything, you know. But just being a light to people in your generation can be like very interesting in and of itself, because you're not just dealing with just any group of people, you know. Like you grew up the same way, you grew up with the same programming, you grew up with the same, you know, things that they're telling you to do or not to do, to feel or not to feel.
Yeah.
And so that's your common ground.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes. Where we can relate.
Yeah.
Right. So, for example, like music is a great way that to relate to that. You hear a lot. It's like, oh, I grew up with the 70s, or then it's 80s, or
the eras,
90s, right? So that's something where you listen to a song and then you remember how you felt back then.
Yeah.
And also, in like talking about generations, and nowadays with the technology and the I mean, it's basically something where I hear that a lot, blaming like the children, especially like that age, like elementary school, like parents being so overwhelmed with them being on the iPad a lot and gaming and all that. And it's like, well, let's try to put ourselves in their shoes. They
grew up
with it, and they opened their eyes. Us as like we are carrying them and taking a selfie, right? That's what I did with my nephew. I mean, he's 11 years old right now, so my phone was always with me, taking a selfie here, taking a picture here. So the first thing he was acknowledging, besides me, was the phone. So it's normal, right? So, and I believe also being a light to a generation, or in general to a person, others, is also developing that openness and understanding, and pausing, and seeing, not only seeing the things like black and white,
right? Just understanding where they come from.
Where are they coming from?
Right.
Yes, I think that's a great gift you can give to any person.
Right.
And that's automatically you're sharing your life, because you're not judging, you know, you're like just present,
right,
and open and curious. And curious. It's like, okay, tell me, how do you see this and this? Or
how did you get to this conclusion?
Exactly. How did you get to this conclusion?
Fascinating.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think that's also for us both a Gemini thing, to have that curiosity, right? Yeah, that curiosity, and in general,
brain stimulation.
Exactly. Right? I feel like I need that brain stimulation.
I can't function without it.
It's otherwise I get bored so easily, and then it's like, no, I need kind of stimulation, and that's where it comes from. Just hearing different perspectives, right? Hearing
them with an open mind too.
That's it. An open heart.
Yeah.
That's my mic. Open heart as well.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with different generations. You know, like you mentioned technology, you know, there could be a family where they consider that it's rude to be on your phone while you're at dinner, you know, but that other generation grew up with a phone, you know, they're not necessarily meaning to disrespect you or disrespect anyone else for that matter. It's just what they grew up with, right? But then again, it's like once they do grow up, they grew up with that program. If they choose to, they can remove that, right? And they can say, okay, I'll put my phone away, and out of respect, out of the other generation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like each generation is very different.
It is, yeah. I mean, and it's normal, right?
Yeah.
It's normal because we have a collective consciousness, we have an individual consciousness, and we have a collective consciousness. And based on the economy, on
Yeah.
the history,
Multiple
right?
factors.
Multiple
Yeah.
factors, like they shape you.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and they shape your program and conditioning, and they shape the way you feel and the way you believe and the way you see life.
behave. Yeah.
You behave, right? So it's like coming, and that's what I'm acknowledging right now. It's we're coming a lot like from survival to more abundance.
Yeah. I
And
think this generation is more aware of that.
more,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and also like the freedom and the free will in time, in everything, right? In time, in location, you know, more like,
Yes.
hey, we want to be free. Don't want to put into a box, which is beautiful. That's just who we are,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yep.
the basis of life, that's basically, again, Abraham Hicks, the basis of life is freedom. And the basis of life is freedom. Now I missed it. Anyway, it is joy. The next one is joy. And the together it is the beautiful combination of growth. So when it comes to that, so it's important,
Yeah.
that we realize it. We were born abundant. We're born whole. We're born to express ourselves, you know, to grow, and not only to survive.
Yes. Well, we're gonna keep saying that over and over again.
Yeah.
We're living, not surviving. And you know, just being a light to other generations also involves like what kind of light they're also being to you, right? Because, for example, a toddler could take a lot of benefit from their parents, right? Because they're older, they have more experience, and they're teaching them, you know, if you cross the street, this can happen, the car can happen. That's a good program to have, right? And then when you're older, you grew up with so much programming that maybe it's not all useful. So then when someone younger comes in and they're like, you know what, you can use your phone for this, you're like, oh yeah, you know, like they're being a light to you, right? And so it goes both ways, right?
Absolutely.
But it all starts within yourself. You be a light to yourself, it'll overflow. You be a light to other generations, and then generations are a light to you, right? Because, like, you know, older people, they can have the experience and the knowledge, because experience and knowledge equals wisdom, right? If you only have philosophy or theory and you don't have experience, and then that's just pure theory, right? It's just not applicable. It hasn't been lived, right? And then vice versa, where you just have experience and you have no knowledge, then that's kind of like being ignorant, or you don't know because you don't have the knowledge, right? But when you add them together, then that's how it just beautifully all connects. All generations giving light to each other and learning from each other, not because, oh, you know, this person is this age, I'm not going to listen to them, they're too young, or they're too old, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, no, like, let's be open and hear what they have to teach us, because we can learn so much from anyone, even a toddler.
Oh yes.
I remember when my niece, she was like 3 or 4. She had her shirt and she cut a little hole right here. And I said, before, you know, a normal person would be like, why'd you do that to your shirt? But I was just so curious, again, that curious, you know. I said, baby, why did you do that? Like, that's so funny, you know. And then she's like, yeah, I can hang the bags here and I don't have to carry them in my hand. And I'm like, wow, that's genius, you know. And the way that the thought processing goes fascinates me. And so it's kind of like, if we take that same approach of like, why? How do you show me? Like, show me your thought process, right? And then also when you give them that space to like speak, then they will give you that space to
Absolutely.
speak, and then give you that satisfaction to your curiosity, right? And so you're being a light to them, they're being a light to you, and it's just a beautiful thing,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And why? Because like especially toddler, they they are still in that purity. You know, the conditioning hasn't started yet through adults. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why it's so important to raise awareness nowadays. It is really important, and to stop living on autopilot,
Yeah.
right? And those children or toddlers, they are coming from their divinity,
Yeah.
from their inspiration, from their creativity, ideas.
Yeah.
They don't think about what they're gonna say, if it's appropriate, if they have to please another one or not, right? That's all conditioning. People pleasing, saying no, saying yes, speaking up for yourself, yes or no. It's all conditioning. So they do. So it's very important to actually give them kind of acknowledgement for that.
Yeah.
They're not just the children. No, not at all.
They're actually your teachers.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's important to like acknowledge, like, okay, you're feeling this way, that's okay, you know, and not like just kind of like point out like you did this wrong, or it's more like, okay, why, how come, like tell me more, you know.
Tell me more.
And just be gentle, be a light to that younger generation. And then for older generations is the same thing. It's like you never know what they went through, right? All of the stuff that they had to sacrifice because of the conditioning, all of the things that they lacked because of the conditioning, you don't have to take that on with you, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know, they might not know because it wasn't a program, it wasn't as common to be aware back then than it is now, right?
Yes.
And so being a light to your generation, older generations, younger generations, whatever generation it is,
absolutely,
for anyone in that matter, it's just very like
blessing.
It's a blessing, and it's relieving to just be yourself, like be a light, and then watch them also like be a light to you, be open to that, right? Like opening to like learning from others, because it's not that you know it all. We don't want to ever get to that point, right? We want to stay humble and okay, let me see what I can learn from this person, whether they're younger, they're older, they're your age, whatever it is, you know? Because we all have different experiences, we all have different backgrounds, we all have different programmings, that sometimes people can have useful programmings that then you pick up.
Yes.
Right? You're like, oh, I really like how this person does this. And then you take it with you. Absolutely. Or you can say, oh, I really don't like this, how this person does this and that. Noted, you know, like I'm not going to do that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just something like to be aware of, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what it does as well is it lessens judgment in general. And so I see that a lot, you know, like not only I see that, I mean, I see that from myself. I mean, so much judgment in terms of, oh, this is right, this is wrong, I like that, I don't like that. It's like, well, let's step back from judging, you know, because the more what it means is actually it's just a mirror, you know, that's how much you're judging yourself. And then basically you can't embody being the light because you're not yourself, because you are not accepting yourself in that matter. Yeah, so by judging yourself, I'm not doing enough, I'm not good enough.
That's a program.
That's a program, right? So it all buys into that. And what it means actually coming back to yourself, like getting to a blank page where we put a program on it, which is true to who we are.
Yeah. Well, we truly feel that it's aligned to our purpose and what brings us fulfillment, joy, and happiness and alignment, you know, so that your life can be fresh and airy.
Yes.
Like algodón, which is the title of the book, cotton in English. So yeah, guys, let's focus on being a light to first ourselves, then to other generations, and then just watch your life be fresh and airy and full of light. You know?
Absolutely. What you give, you receive.
Yes. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Bye.